Yo, what's up, Russell Vloggers? It's ya boy! Now, if you know me or most of my friends, you know we like rock music. But among me and my friends' favorites are songs from the late 80s and early 90s, especially with the hard-hitting, hugely successful bangers such as Smells Like Teen Spirit by Nirvana or Jeremy by Pearl Jam. Songs such as those actually have a word to describe it. It's called grunge. Now, you may have heard it before. But, now have you ever wondered how it came to that point? Have you ever wondered how grunge came about, who influenced it, and how it impacts society? Well, I'm here to enlighten you. Music that shaped grunge actually came about nearly 20 years before grunge became a thing. According to Britannica, grunge was influenced by punk rock, by the hardcore punk inheritors of its do-it-yourself ethics such as Husker Du, and by the sound of 1970s heavy metal bands such as Black Sabbath, Led Zeppelin, and AC/DC. Melissa Barron from Penn State, York restates this by saying, "The grunge generation is said to have originated as a marriage between the Seattle's Hesher and punk scenes." Music that also influenced grunge came in the early 80s with Soul Asylum. Rock Marin from New York Times states, in the early 80s in Minneapolis, there was the proto-grunge's Soul Asylum. So, okay, from that we can tell that grunge was based on music in the same or prior decades, but is that it? Nope! Grunge was also influenced by things that were happening in society at that time. The Guardian put it as, the ultimate expression and fusion of most of the defining cultural, ideological, and social threads of the modern Western world. Feminism, liberalism, irony, apathy, idealism, anti-authoritarianism, postmodernism, and not least a little of dirty, abrasive music. Grunge reconciled all these into a seminal whole. So we can infer by the fact that grunge is built up on things currently happening in society at that time. It can fuel people, and people could possibly relate to the lyrics in the songs because they might feel the same about a certain issue. The Guardian also restates what I just said by stating, grunge was more than just music. It was a subterfuge, knowledge, philosophy, empathy, wit, courage, love, desire, anger. But apart from impacting society with lyrics that appeal to modern issues and lyrics that people relate to, what else is there? Well, I'll tell you. Grunge was also a huge fashion trend. Britannica states, as the media spread the word, grunge became an international fad, and American department stores soon had sections of grunge clothing, knockoffs of flannel shirts, thermal underwear, combat boots, and stocking hats favored by Seattle bands and their fans. Rick Marin from New York Times also states, by last summer, the glossy magazines began tracking grunge looks and the threadbare flannel shirts, knobby wool sweaters, and cracked leatherette coats of the Pacific Northwest thrift shop aesthetic. So as you can tell, grunge was just booming in the 90s with bands making hit songs and influencing the fashion scene. From this alone, we can tell that grunge was a huge part in society at that time, and it actually still is to this day. According to Search Discover, more lasting though is its cultural impact. Most notably, the wearing of flannel shirts, ripped jeans, seasoned Converse sneakers, or Doc Martens boots, which has remained strong. Nirvana t-shirts remained popular too, worn by the likes of Justin Bieber, and I, as witnessed earlier this week, a young mother pushing her baby in a stroller. So we can safely say that even though grunge music is not being made anymore by bands, it still has a cultural impact in society. So I want all of you to listen to some grunge after you finish this video, which will end really shortly. So peace out, Girl Scouts, and subscribe and hit notifications. I want all of you, okay?